Warm welcome. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Now, the last 24 hours have been a little tough for Yoga Guru Ramdev. What he said that he was going to launch a kind of silver bullet for COVID-19, a magic drug of sorts which cures COVID-19. Well, Coronil, the drug that Patanjali was sending to the markets in just about 7 days as a possible cure, is what they alleged, for coronavirus, is now stalled. You will not be able to find Coronil in the market. The reason being, the Ayush Ministry has said that Ramdev and Patanjali cannot market this drug as a cure. On the other hand, what's really interesting is that the Uttarakhand government has now come out and said that they never got any documentation which said that this was regarding coronavirus or COVID-19. They said all the documents submitted for clearance by Patanjali said that this was an immunity booster or a medicine for cough and cold and not a cure for COVID-19. This is how the day unfolded.
कोरोना का पहला आयुर्वेदिक ट्रीटमेंट, दिस इज नॉट ओनली कंट्रोल, क्योर है ये उसका.
A global hunt is on to find a COVID cure. Even as many research bodies are struggling to find a medicine, Yoga Guru Ramdev declared that he had won the race.
कोरोना का पहला आयुर्वेदिक ट्रीटमेंट, दिस इज नॉट ओनली कंट्रोल, क्योर है ये उसका.
However, it seems that Baba and his Ayurvedic outfit Patanjali have tied themselves up in a legal wordplay between treatment and cure. What Baba Ramdev proposes is his silver bullet to kill corona is now being contested by the Ayush Ministry, stating that the drug Coronil can't be advertised or sold as a cure.
वो जो तैयार किया है वो आयुष के पास आना चाहिए. इसके पहले किसी ने उसका एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं करना चाहिए. हमारी बात है इसलिए हमको कहा कि आपका जो कुछ आपने किया है वो पेपर भेज दो, वो हम आपको कंफर्म करके उसके आगे विचार करेंगे, दे देंगे. ये तो रूल है.
While Patanjali claims on the virtue of these documents that all the information regarding a clinical trial was sent to the Ayush Ministry well in advance, the point to note still is that Ayush Ministry never reverted or gave a go-ahead. This is the COVID cure kit launched by Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved, which was to be made available at Patanjali stores starting June 28th. It contains 3 medicines, Coronil, Swasthari and Anutaila, and will come at a cost of Rs 545. Ramdev claims it has a 100% success rate.
इसमें 100% रिकवरी रेट है विद इन 2 to 7 days और 0% डेथ रेट है. ये भी बहुत बड़ी बात है और ये दुनिया के लिए.
Patanjali Ayurved says the medicine is developed by a joint team of the Patanjali Research Institute and the National Institute of Medical Sciences in Jaipur. Patanjali also claims 69% who took part in the clinical trials recovered in just 3 days. It adds that all the patients recovered in 7 days.
The patients who are coming for corona positive cases who are coming and admitted in NIMS hospital, and they were given a trial of these medicines. It's an Ayurvedic product basically, and Patanjali has taken all the clearances whichever was required.
While Patanjali and Ramdev claim all clearances were taken, the question now has arisen. Was an all clear given for a COVID cure or just an immunity booster?
इसमें इनके द्वारा कोरोना के ट्रीटमेंट से संबंधित कोई भी क्लेम या कोई भी नाम उसमें नहीं लिखा गया है. हमारे द्वारा जो उसको अनुमोदित किया गया है उसमें इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर और कास और श्वास, खांसी और बुखार, इसके लिए उसको अप्रूव किया गया है.
The Indian Council of Medical Research, in charge of clearing all COVID-related drugs and cures, has so far distanced itself from Patanjali's cure claim. Moreover, now Rajasthan Health Minister claims that clinical trials took place at NIMS Jaipur without permission.
WHO क्या कह रहा है, ICMR क्या कह रहा है, और इस तरह की जो क्लिनिकल ट्रायल है वो बिना सरकार की परमिशन के कैसे आप कर सकते हो? ये तो आपराधिक कृत्य है.
With high belief in Ayurved, could Patanjali have just marketed Coronil as an immunity booster and avoided a controversy? Did Baba Ramdev get caught in some marketing gimmick by calling it a cure and not a treatment? And most importantly, will the alleged wonder COVID drug be on hold or will it be available to the public soon?
Baba Ramdev had also claimed that he will bring the medicine in the market in the next 1 week. The information that we have is that the sales of Coronil have now been put on hold until such time that full details of the investigation are revealed to the Ayush Ministry. So it is unlikely that you will see the medicine in the market anytime soon. Milan Sharma for India Today.
All right, I want to get you all the aspects of the story before I move ahead. Number one, Coronil or the drug by Patanjali will not be available in the market right now because the Ayush Ministry wants to go through all the documentation. So you're not going to get it even if you go to a store. Number two, Ayush Ministry says that this drug cannot be marketed as a cure. Ayush Ministry also says that by July, the Ayush Ministry will be coming up with a possible Ayurveda drug to combat COVID, of course, not a cure for COVID. Number three, now Uttarakhand government has gone ahead and stated very clearly that this drug, in terms of documentation for clearances, came as a immunity booster or a medicine for cough and cold. The word COVID-19 or the phrase coronavirus found no mention in that clearance. So they cleared, as per them, an immunity booster and not a cure drug. Now, another angle has also come into this, and that's why I want to bring in Raghu Sharma. Raghu Sharma is the Health Minister of Rajasthan. So appreciate you joining us. Now, Mr. Raghu Sharma also asks that why is it that no clearances were taken? Now, what do you mean by clearances? Well, Jaipur NIMS apparently has conducted clinical trials for Baba Ramdev's drug. They say that they conducted clinical trials on about 100 to 150 patients and they found 100% all the patients were cured. I want to ask the question this time to the Health Minister, were clearances given? Sir, welcome to the show. My first question is that only. Now, Patanjali कहती है सर कि उन्होंने सारे क्लियरेंसेस ले लिए, उन्होंने ये निम्स जयपुर जो है, जो आपके अंडर आता है, उनके साथ ये क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स किए हैं, 100 से ऊपर अधिक पेशेंट्स पे किए हैं. क्या आपको इसकी जानकारी थी कि क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स हो रहे थे निम्स जयपुर में?
हमने कोई क्लियरेंस नहीं दी, ना हमारी जानकारी में है, ना हमारे यहाँ किसी ने आवेदन किया. ये सब मिथ्या बातें हैं और ये राजस्थान के नाम से अगर इस तरह का एक्ट करेंगे ना तो हम इनको कानून के दायरे में लेके आएंगे. हमने आज कहा है कि राजस्थान में इसे औषधि के रूप में, कोरोना की औषधि के रूप में यदि कोई बेचते हुए पाया गया तो उस बेचने वाले के खिलाफ भी हम कानूनी कार्रवाई करेंगे और जिसने इसको बनाई है उसके खिलाफ भी केस रजिस्टर करेंगे. क्योंकि ये गजट नोटिफिकेशन किया आयुष मंत्रालय अभी 21 अप्रैल को जारी किया और उसमें उन्होंने 9 पॉइंट्स दिए कुल मिला के. उन 9 पॉइंट्स में साफ दे रखा है कि बिना आईसीएमआर की अनुमति के, बिना सरकार की अनुमति के, आयुष मंत्रालय के, कोई व्यक्ति क्लिनिकल ट्रायल कर ही नहीं सकता. यहाँ राज्य की सरकार शुरू से, जब से ये महामारी आई है, हम भारत सरकार के साथ मिलके इस महामारी का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं. अगर हमने प्लाज्मा थेरेपी का ट्रायल किया तो हमने आईसीएमआर से परमिशन ली, तब हमने किया. कोई भी काम जो यहाँ पे पहले 4 दवाओं का कॉम्बिनेशन हमारे एसएमएस के डॉक्टर्स ने इजाद किया था, हमने वो कॉम्बिनेशन भी आईसीएमआर की अप्रूवल के लिए भेजा. अगर वो अप्रूव करें तो ये आगे जारी रहेगा.
पर मिनिस्टर साहब, अब जो बात आ रही है कि निम्स जयपुर, ये सारा क्लिनिकल ट्रायल निम्स जयपुर में हुआ है, तो वो आप ही के अंडर आता है कि उन्होंने आपसे परमिशन ली? क्योंकि वो कह रहे हैं 7 दिन में उन्होंने सारे कोरोना पेशेंट जिनको ये एडमिनिस्टर किया है ये डोज, उनको कोरोना नेगेटिव कर दिया है. अब उन्होंने क्या आपसे परमिशन ली है इस ट्रायल के लिए?
मैडम, पहले तो मैं आपको एक बात स्पष्ट कर दूं कि निम्स में इसके जो पॉजिटिव केसेस, हमने एसिम्प्टोमेटिक केसेस थे, उनको हमने वहाँ इंस्टीट्यूशनल क्वारंटीन किया था कुछ लोगों को. वैसे ही 7 दिन में कई सारे केसेस ठीक हो जाते हैं. हमारे यहाँ तो कई केसेस ऐसे भी हैं जो 3 दिन में पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव हो गए, इनका इम्यून सिस्टम ठीक था. तो कुल मिला के ये क्लेम करना कि इस दवाई से 7 दिन में मरीज ठीक हो जाते हैं, ये मैं समझता हूं गलत बात है। अच्छा, उनको परमिशन दी किसने?
अब वो कह रहे हैं उनको परमिशन आप ही से मिली होगी क्योंकि निम्स जयपुर आपके अंडर आता है सर, पर वो ये भी कह रहे हैं कि उन्होंने सबको ठीक कर दिया है। आप कह रहे हैं अब लीगल एक्शन होगा। अब ये कैसा लीगल एक्शन कॉन्टेम्पलेट कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, एक एफआईआर दर्ज कराई एक डॉक्टर ने, वो तो एक अलग बात है, लेकिन ऐसा इन्होंने जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की वो भी वह पतंजलि इंस्टीट्यूट में जाके की थी कल बाबा रामदेव के साथ, जैसे वो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर हो दवाओं को बनाने के। अब ये बाबा रामदेव हो चाहे कोई भी हो, कानून तो कानून है, भारत सरकार का कानून है, आयुष मंत्रालय का कानून है, राज्य सरकार का कानून है। अगर हम कह रहे हैं बार बार कि हमको कॉन्फिडेंस में लेके हमसे परमिशन लेके नहीं किया गया है तो ये इलीगल है ये, और जो इलीगल काम है उसको कानून के दायरे में लाया जाता है। ये मैं आपके माध्यम से कहना चाहता हूँ।
बहुत शुक्रिया सर हमसे बात करने का। द हेल्थ मिनिस्टर there, Mr. Sharma, joining us. Appreciate you joining us, but what he's pretty much shifting the onus to the Ayush Ministry. He's saying we had no knowledge. This is illegal under the purview of the Ayush Ministry and action needs to be taken immediately. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I just want to shift focus now to the debate. If you take away the cure bit, what is wrong with this particular medicine? There are a lot of us who actually rely on Ayurveda drugs. I myself take ashwagandha, but the biggest issue with this was to be propagated, to be advertised as a cure, especially at this point of time when there are many, many critical patients. Taking the debate further, joining me right now is author, activist and Ayurveda believer Rahul Iswar. I have Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairperson, Nephron Clinics and Padma Shri awardee. Doctor, I'd like to begin with you. I just want to ask you a question. If this wasn't, say, advertised as a cure, Dr. Bagai, and he had said that this is a line of treatment, would you have reckoned that so much of furor that the drug is now on hold would not have happened? He pretty much got caught in marketing gimmickry.
Good evening. Just allow me a couple of minutes and I'll just set the parameters right. I think first and foremost, we as doctors and scientists, we respect all medical fields. So be it homeopathic, Ayurvedic, alternative medicine, in fact, now we call it as integrated medicine. All fields of medicine have good positivity and it's a question of which line you've been trained in. What is most important as a doctor of any line is that we keep the patient's interest in mind, which is clinical outcomes and patient safety. Our first dictum is do no harm. Now, any research has to have a randomized controlled trial, which is peer reviewed. You cannot have any conflict of interest. The issue with this is that we don't have any robust data which has been given to us, either clinical parameters, lab or radiology parameters. We don't know what the statistical significance is, and any interpretation cannot be based on random variables. Now, with regards to this drug, which has been showcased in the press conference, now whether it's an immune booster, whether it's a therapeutic drug, the really issue is that it hasn't gone through a robust clinical trial, which is apparent. They haven't taken the permissions. The last thing which we want is an Oxford Gate all over again. Personal episodes and experiences cannot form a protocol in today's date of evidence-based medicine. What I really want to add is that we cannot be tempted to provide hope without having tested evidence. And logic and data analysis cannot fall prey to any cognitive bias or emotions. If you see the inclusions and exclusions, where my concern is, you have isolated a group of 280 people apparently in two arms, all of which are actually mild cases. According to me, they need not have taken any medication at all. So you have taken on a group which probably does not require any medication, given this particular formula and said all are cured. My take is they would have been cured in any case because the virus sheds in mild cases, it's a spontaneous recovery. Now, whether it's an immune booster, whether it's therapeutic, we don't have the data. So I think it was premature to propagate a particular line of medication, especially at this time of pandemic. I'm sure Ayurveda has phenomenal therapeutic benefits. There are a host of good people who are doing fantastic work in it, but I think this has gone slightly off the mark, if you really ask me, from clinical practice.
Dr. Bagai, stay with me. You've made very, very important points there. I'll bring in Rahul Iswar. You know, Rahul Iswar, many at this point of time would call it criminal. There are people who are seriously ill, And when you go ahead and say that you have found that silver bullet to slay the march of coronavirus, when you say कि ये treatment नहीं है, ये cure है, isn't this criminal to actually at this point of time offer hope which really isn't there right now? We're having a Rahul Ishwar, we are having an audio problem. Will you? We're going to try and correct that audio and come right back to you. But you know, while we do that, Dr. Bagai, I'll come back on the same issue. If this would have been marketed properly, if this would have been, if he would have gone on record to say that use it as an immunity booster, would you have, would we have not seen this controversy?
Yeah, I think one of the first few debates which I had given was yesterday, and ever since the medical and the social media platforms have been on wildfire. I think it has to go through a process. We cannot forego process. We don't know the protocols. Now, if it is an immune booster, then let them come and say that it's an immune booster. We have no problem with that, and let them show the benefits of the enhanced immunity, if at all it exists. You have marketed as 100% cure, and you're giving statistical value that in 3 days 69%, in 7 to 10 days 100%. Now these are very, very tall claims which you made on a national platform. How can you make these claims if the data is not there to back you?
True.
Now,
just stay with us. Dr. Bagai, stay with me. I think we have Rahul back. Mr. Ishwar, if you're back with us, taking off from what even Dr. Bagai just said, this is criminal. You're making claims to people who are right now, some of them fighting for their lives, telling them that this will cure you.
I believe we all should be inspired by Dr. Bagai's respectful tone and moderation language, because it's a very sensitive subject. And World Health Organization has also put out a statement some time ago pointing out that Western, traditional and homemade remedies may provide some comfort and temporarily alleviate the symptoms of the COVID. And the WHO has also pointed out that there has been many trials going on in both the traditional and the modern medicine. So Baba Ramdev has put forward a proposition. People like Dr. Bagai are there. There are many eminent scientists. They can definitely go ahead with the parameters and protocols of what we call the modern medicine. And please remember, as a believer in Ayurveda, thank you for the respectful tone he had. The Ayurveda's paradigm and parameters might be slightly different. But as he rightly pointed out, we need evidence-based, and the welfare of the patient is the most important thing. So there can be a marriage between the ancient system and the modern system, and all the trials can be there. That's the reason why, even if you check the statement of the minister, he was also saying, let the more data come, let the robust data be there, let us follow it, so let us find out it. So I believe that a proposition was put forward by Baba Ramdev. Beyond any other name calling, let us check whether it is effective. Let us explore it.
But Rahul Ishwar,
let us be open-minded.
Okay, but Rahul Ishwar, are you being a little too kind? Because it was not a proposal which said that let's look at the efficacy of this drug. It was a statement which said this drug will cure you. It's not a treatment, it's a drug. It's a cure.
Yeah, Baba Ramdev ji has put forward a proposition. I know I use the word proposition, and he put forward a medicine, or what they believe is a medicine from their side. Ayush Ministry has taken note of it, and they believe, we all know what we believe is a miraculous or positive aspect of Ayurveda, and they believe this particular combination will have a positive effect. And they had also done clinical trials. I believe they have taken some permission from the clinical trial authority too. So I believe we shouldn't be prejudiced. We should be a bit more open-minded. It is open to people like Dr. Bagai, who everyone respects beyond any system of medicine. So let them come out with their own conclusion. And this is a desperate time. I believe that
exactly.
Lack of prejudice.
Exactly. Rahul Ishwar, when you say these are desperate times, only offer hope when there is something to back it, because people are desperate. They'll catch on to anything that you give them right now, because some of their loved ones are grievously ill with a disease which has no cure till now. So when you say you have a cure, you must have something to back that up. But I want to go back to Dr. Bagai. Dr. Bagai, so in all, net, before I close the show, right to put the drug on hold?
Yeah, I think so. I think just as bullet points to summarize, First of all, if they have tried this in a Rajasthan hospital, the Rajasthan hospital must have, and I'm sure if they've not had, they would be in serious problem. They must have the ethical committee approvals, and they can't backdate it. They must have permissions from the ICMR, because this is an allopathic hospital. I'm never in favor of any doctor endorsing any brand. So having a press conference and promoting a brand, I think from our ethics point of view also goes completely top secret. That's not allowed, and I don't think it's appropriate. But coming back to the medication itself, like I said, Ayurveda is one of the most well-respected and the most ancient and heritage-filled and clinical proven field. So I don't want anyone to get an impression at all, even remotely, that the field of medicine doesn't work. I think this field of medicine works. The people who have trained in it are doing excellent job. My only concern is that before we brand a particular line of treatment as a magical 100% cure, this like my co-panelist said, that these are exceptional times. But in these exceptional times, the panic of COVID cannot be translated into a hurried approach. We cannot hop and jump and miss the processes.
So Dr. Bagai, I just want to go to Mr. Ishwar one more time. Rahul Ishwar, I just want to ask you one question. Even, I know you're here in defense of Baba Ramdev, but do you agree it's the right thing right now to put the drug on hold?
Ayush Ministry has taken note of it. They have asked for the details. I hope after checking the details and consulting with experts of every medicinal field, they will give either a clearance or they will come out with their own thing. I think we shouldn't preempt it, and we should be open-minded enough to wait for what the Ayush Ministry is doing.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, appreciate you both for joining us, because the debate will continue. There were a lot of people out there. I know, so many of our colleagues in the newsroom got multiple calls asking what this magic drug was. Because, like I said, these are desperate times, unprecedented times. People are desperate to find a cure. Sadly, there isn't one yet. There are various lines of treatment. Maybe this is the path, the drugs path, which is a line of treatment. Well, the Ayush Ministry till now has said the drug won't be available in the market. When it does, we'll let our viewers know. With that, I want to shift focus to Karnataka. In the midst of the pandemic, Karnataka has announced the SSLC or Class 10th board examination will begin from tomorrow. The state government assured that all precautions will be taken for the safety of students, but many parent students are very worried. This issue is also now political, with the JDS saying, how can you hold exams in the midst of a pandemic?
More than 8 lakh students will appear for SSLC or Class 10 board exams on Thursday in Karnataka. The examination was to take place on March 27th, but was put on hold due to lockdown. The government's decision to hold board exams has met with opposition. Former Karnataka CM H.D. Kumaraswamy and the Congress have called for postponement of examinations.
It's too late to take a decision. Already they have decided that exams should be conducted. They have made all the preparations. Correct. If suppose they should give an option to the students, at least now, those who do not want to attend the exams due to COVID or due to whatever reasons, they should be given one more chance to appear for the exam.
The state government, however, is in no mood to budge.
Why is that we are trying to keep away the children from the exams, and I don't think it is a right decision of not conducting an exam.
The Yediyurappa government claims all precautions have been taken for the safe conduct of examinations.
The government is responsible for the safety of each and every child in this state. So we will take all necessary care and all necessary steps.
White marks that has been put in for parents or students to stand before the gates open. The exam starts around 10:30, but students can enter starting from 7:30. And the next thing is the sanitizer. Every student who enters the center will have to use the sanitizer and then enter. And next is the thermal scanner. Every student will be checked for temperature, and the next stall or the table that has been put in here, mask. Every student has to wear compulsory mask, and if they forget, the center themselves will provide a durable mask or a washable mask.
Parents and students are worried though.
Children should not waste 1 year, and instead of doing that, follow for 4 subjects Chennai rule and 2 subjects you can have, because many students are intelligent. So make maths and science as a compulsory. Keep them the 2 subjects as a compulsory after 1 week or 2 weeks, but not now.
For one exam, we are risking our life and going and writing the exam. They say that there are supplementary exams and all. Yeah, we also say that they should keep the exams, but after a month or 1.5 months.
Among the southern states, Telangana, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry have cancelled board exams. Karnataka, however, would be encouraged from Kerala's experience, where board exams were held with social distancing and nobody got infected. With Nolan Pinto and Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now we'll see how that goes, because the first board examination for the 10th class in Karnataka, Bengaluru, is tomorrow. We'll be getting you the very latest from there. I want to end this edition of To The Point. We'll of course see you tomorrow on Thursday evening, but I do want to leave you with these visuals coming in from Russia. Russia celebrated its 75th Victory Day with a massive show of might. The celebrations marked 75 years since USSR defeated Nazi Germany, ending the Second World War. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also attended the victory parade, said he was proud to see Indian troops march at Moscow's Red Square. So these are the visuals we leave you with. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.